What is up, everyone? Today, me and Dragon are streaming. Dragon, you're working on some D&D editing, I believe.
Yep, I want to finish up the fire one I was doing last time and maybe do the fishing line one today.
All right. I'm working on some non-spoiler Doctor Strange stuff. I'll only be working on footage in the trailers, so no worry about that. And then also dropping a set today, the Batmobile. If we get to 225 Discord members, 6 away. So I figured I'd throw that in last second.
That is a dangerous game.
I know, right?
Off the
bat. We will see. What is up, Chicken Nugget Slayer, though? Thank you for coming down to the stream.
He's almost better than Copper. All right, well.
So, Dragon, if you look at my screen, you may notice I have a new background.
Is it a new green background?
It is green, and there are no smudges on it yet. I almost folded it in half on accident, and I was going to cry, right? So I put it on my my chair. I have a swirly chair in the corner of my room, right? So I prop it up on there before I go to bed. I wake up, and groggy me goes to sit down in that chair.
Oh no!
To check my phone, because I charge my phone in the opposite corner of my bed. That way I have to get up. And I almost sit down on it, and luckily I caught myself last second. But I was like, "There goes my green paper."
Hey, I will say it is a very clean green screen. I'll tell you that.
Thank you. Hopefully this time I don't do the stupid mistake of putting clay onto it.
I mean, is that only a mistake that you do once? What do you think?
Well, so I did it once on the blue one, and then I kept doing it because I was like, well, who cares at this point? It doesn't matter. So I think I've fallen into a bad habit.
Thing? I see.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Welcome, Spinjitsu Bricks. Says hello there, General Kenobi. You are a bold one.
Okay, Portal, first big question. Do the flames stay lit while the fire is in the ball, or does it get absorbed into the ball? Oh, no, I know the answer to that. And the answer is the one with more work, where wings stay lit until the fireball goes down his arm. And
the answer is always more work.
It is, because more work always looks better. That's the problem with animating like this.
Of course, we got our non-sponsored best pop of all time, Major Melon. The whole channel is in agreement with that.
It is Major Mid. It was not very good.
Major Mid? You're talking about the best pop ever right here. This and BLT Lay's chips is like the best two things in terms of.
I was gonna ask you if that was a pop, but honestly, I was not a fan of it when I had it.
The BLT Lay's?
No, the Major Melon.
Oh, the Major Melon. Yeah. That's fair.
Normally, I drink a pop in like 10-20 minutes, if at the most. It took me an entire day to drink that thing.
Oh my gosh!
Because I would
You're savoring it.
No, I bought it. Like, okay, I can't waste it now because I don't waste food. So I would drink it, realize that it tasted bad, put the cap back on, because whenever I buy a new pop, I buy it in a bottle so I can, not accidentally buy a 12-pack of it. I did that once, never making that mistake again. And I almost did buy an entire 12-pack of Major Melon.
Really?
Yes. And then my little brother goes, "Hey, Dragon," almost name revealed there. "You probably shouldn't do that." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Portal's going to be here." Almost name revealed you there. And he's like, "You know what? Why don't you wait until later?" And I'm like, "Okay." And I just bought the normal stuff that I get. And that was a good decision, because I would have yet again bought a 12-pack of pop that I would not have enjoyed. And I've done it before. Trust me, it's not fun. I think it was the 2021 Mountain Dew Halloween flavor was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, one of my other big Mountain Dew friends said it tasted like the color gray. If you can imagine that. It was
not great.
And that was a very accurate description. It was not good at all.
Okay, well, so question for you. This isn't necessarily something I liked, but I thought it was an interesting experience. Have you been able to try the Space Coke yet?
No, I've not. I think we've talked about this. I refuse to have that because of its advertising.
I'm telling you, it's weird advertising. It's so accurate. It tastes like space. Like, I tasted it. I'm like, yeah, that is what space would taste like. It's weird, but it has the dual layers of partway through you think you're suffocating, but then you're like, yo, it tastes like stars, and I love stars. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in the abyss. but it's like it's space. I swear it tastes like space. Like that is actually how I would describe it.
And that's part of the
The weirdest
reason
thing.
I'm not buying it, because they went for a gimmick, right? They're trying to make this more than just a pop. It's like I heard an ad the other day on Spotify. It's like these Nike whatevers aren't just a shoe, they're a way of life. And I'm like, all right, I'm never buying that shoe. Like there are certain things now where I just don't like. I actively try to not like reward that type of advertising. So like
So you
when
don't like lifestyle companies.
no, I think it's
That's
stupid.
interesting.
I buy a drink because I want to drink it, not because I want to live the Coke lifestyle. I wear
That's interesting.
clothes because they're comfortable or useful or both, not because they have the name of a brand on them. You'd have to have a really cool logo for me to buy a shirt because your logo's on it. And that
So-
just goes under the track of like, hey, I wear shirts that are either comfortable, useful, or have a cool design on them.
I've exclusively worn Quicksilver shirts since I was, I
Yes.
think, 6. And it's
I
more
never-
than the logo though. I like the artists they hire. They make good
Yeah.
designs. But like I totally buy into the lifestyle garbage they sell. I love it.
I mean, to be fair, this sort of way that I deal with advertisement seeks into my YouTube habits a little bit. I swear to God, if something ever says like you'll never believe this, or like some like really clickbaity thing, I actively try and just skip past it as quick as possible.
That's
'Cause
fair.
it's like I would much prefer a thumbnail that actually properly advertises what you're doing rather than like these hook titles, which I know is ironic coming from a YouTuber. But
Dragon, going back through our titles.
well, that does bring me into a wonderful segue. I see you have jumped into the new trend of like showing how to build a minifigure. I've seen that a little bit.
Okay. I was wondering when we were going to talk about this. Yes. So this is me sitting down on Saturday morning and deciding to bulk test something, which is basically YouTube told me, why is like it's so laggy for me? YouTube basically told me yesterday they give you a list of 50 different videos each week that your fan base watches. And you know, what would you expect from our fan base?
Lego animation content?
That is usually what we get. The last 3 weeks, there's been 2 brick films max.
Oh.
The other 48 have been these style builds. And I went into them and they're like apparently getting like 80,000 plus views. And I'm like, okay, these guys are taking like, some of them are well done. Some of them are out of focus pictures where like each one is for a different length. And I was like, this is odd. And I was sitting Saturday morning making some figures to the Doctor Strange film, which I now can't film because the app is glitching on me again. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just make a bunch. I have a bunch of custom figs over here from various films I worked on. I'm just going to make, I watched, I think, 100, maybe 80 to 100 of these videos from the top channels. And I looked like a crazy person. I sat on the ground. I watched them, every video twice. And I had a huge piece of paper where I would write down every single feature that they did. And then I wrote down a spreadsheet. I pinned it down to 7 key features. And I wrote combos. I do, this is the base, and then we're going to change this one, and the next one we're going to change that one, and the next one we're going to change that one. It was thumbnail type, it was color of base plate, it was speed at which they appear, it was the type of figure, it was the title formation, it was the changing of the text versus the changing of the video, it was the color of the stand used for the minifigure, and then there was a couple other things. And basically, I was like, okay, I got to make a video for each of these at least once, each combo. So,
sounds
and
like
then I just
prep work.
Yeah. So that's kind of the idea behind it. Is I just want to see where it goes. So far, most are under 100. One broke 10K almost, I think.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, there's 10 watch hours we didn't have before. That's pretty nice.
But it's
oh,
is it not shorts?
No, this is not a short. That's why I like this so much. This was a shorts trend last month. It's still a shorts trend, but all of a sudden, a couple people have figured out how to do this without shorts, which is amazing to me. Because you can monetize that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. That's the key part of this. That's why I'm so interested. And then, I mean, it's a pretty quick thing to do. I pumped out like 20 of them in an hour. Hey, Dogo says, it's a me, Dogo. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so I've been...
Like, I'm looking at the portal chat. I like check to see because I thought mine was uploaded. I'm like, oh, lit, mine's there. And I see like 3 other videos that day. I'm like, holy crap, Portal.
Yeah, so we're getting into now. The first batch is almost done. There's like 1 or 2 more videos from the first batch I did. And then I have a second batch that's coming out now because I did the Saturday and then I did Sunday. The one that did well, because I made this giant list of like every single feature I'm changing on purpose, which I've never done for YouTube videos before. I have this giant list, and because I made so many of these because they're so quick to make, I think I pinpointed exactly what it was with that video that made it go to 10K instead of 80. So I think I have 2 more that are trying to replicate that. And it was basically the key features where it was how to build a minifigure without using that minifigure's parts. Each picture was on for 3 seconds, except for the last picture, which was on for 2 seconds. The text stayed with the image, and I used, I think, a white stand for that. And then the thumbnail was of the hairpiece, which I saw got a way higher click-through rate than using a cape or a torso, which is interesting. So we'll see how it goes. I'm still making brick films, but I wanted to take a break and make some minifigures Saturday, Sunday.
Dang. Well, hey, if it's working, it's working. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm. I figure it's not the focus of the channel, but if while making custom figures for brick films, we can post that and get our watch time up, I would be happy to do that. And since YouTube's telling me our fans, the people watching our channel are watching that anyway, I felt like it was a good... Why is my camera not connecting at all? I got 2 pictures in.
It's waiting to try and face reveal you.
For real. Yeah, it's the worst part is it says the camera's connected.
Ah, it's actually connected to my computer. Don't
That'd be
worry about the
hilarious.
fact that the remote camera works over LAN. Don't be silly.
Of course not. Of course not. Also, heads up to everyone currently watching. We are like 5 or 6 Discord members away from possibly dropping a set. So if you're interested in that and haven't joined our Discord, check that out. We'll drop some sets. What did I just close? Oh, stop motion. Okay, I'll just close them and reopen them. Yo, I tested this yesterday to make sure it was still working, and I was fine.
Portal, I hope you understand, when you test something, it always works when you test it. But the moment you
I lost the
actually
remote
try
camera.
and use it, yeah.
Bro, it doesn't even see my phone anymore. You're right,
Yeah.
Dragon. Are you kidding me?
My
I just want to film.
I was running a D&D game earlier, and the sound on my computer, I think. No, it wasn't the sound. The website stopped playing audio clips. You know how I like play music through the website?
Oh yeah.
It just wasn't playing them anymore. I don't know
That
why.
is bizarre.
I didn't figure out why. It just never told me. And
That's
so
annoying.
we just sort of like, we had one guy who's playing it over YouTube, but then it would like awkwardly pause and we'd switch songs. So it was a little clunky.
Get this, Dragon. I am updated this time around.
Ah, that's
rare. Not good. I know. I actually updated it, and it's still not going to work for me.
On the update.
I am. I'm blaming this on the update. It worked better without it.
This is why we got to make our own stop motion studio app.
I agree.
We'll do something stupid like make the remote camera plug in through like a headphone jack USB that you have to buy, but we sell it separately from the package in order to save the environment.
Oh man. I wish that was an option right now. Yeah, we packaged it separately to help the environment, of course.
Exactly.
Oh, I love what Android did with, I think it was Android, because Apple did it originally, and all the other companies like tweeted about it, making fun of them, and then the other companies started to do it. Android, so they sold, let's say they sold chargers for like $20, right? And now they sell chargers for $10. They said, hey, if you buy a phone, it's now cheaper to buy the charger, which is a lie, because you have to buy the charger now, and before it was free, or at least built into the phone price. And the phone did not go down. So, I'm just saying.
I'm still, like, I found out recently that they've been sued over the fact that they sell the charger separately. And
really?
They're still being sued by the same people who sued them. But it saves them so much money that it doesn't even matter. Like, they get sued for like $2 million annually by a country. And it doesn't matter because they make $2 billion by not selling it with it.
That's so stupid.
And that is one of the flaws, or not. Yeah, it is one of the flaws of capitalism, unfortunately.
Welcome, Odago. Thank you for being in the Discord. Yeah, it's annoying. It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of well, this isn't a flaw as much as something we've never thought about before, I don't think. I was thinking about portals as I do, right?
Of course.
It's actually amazing, like the amount of time I'll just sit there and be like, what about if this happened with a portal? I find them so interesting. But anyway, I was thinking about
Oh, that's why they're
velocity
such good
portals.
animation pieces.
Oh yeah. So I was thinking about velocity portals, right? Which are the portals that, like, if you shoot a
Oh
bullet
yeah,
into it,
infinitely
when it
teleport you.
exits, it keeps the velocity. Okay, those would be perfect for killing speedsters.
Oh.
Just hear me out. They run. You spawn a portal in front of them,
Oh
and then
no.
you put it vertically facing the ground by like 2 inches, and splat.
Not even that. Like, you put the portal directly into a wall, or like have a just simply
Oh,
a
that
portal
too.
that like can be freestanding, and a portal that is, instead of going outwards, it goes into the object it's attached to, and then you just shoot it in front of you or something, and the speedster goes into it and is rammed into the wall that's just suddenly in front of them.
At like 900 miles an hour,
Oh,
or however
absolutely.
fast they go. Which is why I think it was interesting. At some point, we wrote a character that like could go faster than magic, which I thought was an interesting mechanic.
Did we? That sounds
did.
cool, but
I think it was a plasma blacksmith.
Oh, you're right. I still love the fact that we made like a full-on magic system, like for no reason either. We never,
I know we never used it.
explained anything. We just were like, okay, we're gonna have a magic system. We're never gonna reference it at all. It's gonna be lit.
We worked on it so much too.
Oh yeah, it's like a 30-page Google Doc.
Oh yeah. It's a good system too, I think. I haven't checked in a while. There's definitely good parts of it.
It is definitely of a writing level that we were at. I will tell you that. I looked at it a while ago.
Sure.
But I think if I took like I'd have to watch a video on the specific type of magic we did, like in terms of world building, and I think we could do a full once over on it.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
But you know what that velocity portal has made me think of?
What?
I do want to give you guys signature spells at some point.
Ooh.
Like spells that are like something that are very iconic to your character.
Okay.
That can be discovered by future players. And I'm trying to figure out what Gregalore's like magic portal or like portal swarm or something like that would be. Anyway,
yeah.
Back to the thing that's relevant to our channel.
Hey, Jay, Stop Motions, welcome to the stream. Dropping Lego sets, right? That's relevant to us.
Oh yes, it is. I'm glad you.
We're at 4 this month already.
So that you couldn't volunteer me.
I know, right? I was going to. Here's the thing: the text I sent you, where I had to delay the stream, that was gonna be a, hey. I was walking out of class. That was gonna be a, hey, you down to drop a set today? And then I was like, oh shoot, we got out like super late, right? So I was like, I texted you that, and I totally forgot to text you anything until we started going live. And I was like, shoot, I already made the thumbnail. Dragon's safe for today, but not for long.
With it.
Dragon's got to send me those voice lines for that secret project we're working on.
I will probably do that tonight, so I don't forget. But
all right.
Yeah. Oh, that in terms of staying up late and sleep, that brings me to a funny story today.
Okay. Thanks, Jay. Stop Motion. Link in description.
How late do you think I woke up this morning? Just as a rough guess.
You had school, right?
Yes, I had school this morning.
6 a.m.?
Nope.
Earlier or later?
Later.
Did you miss school?
Yes.
Let's try 7.
Later.
9.
Later.
11.
I woke up at 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, no.
Keep in mind, I only go to school until 10:48.
Oh, my gosh, Dragon. Did you still go to school? That's the real question.
Oh, no. I woke up and I walked upstairs to my mom and like, hey. And she looked at me and she's like, you're not at school right now. I'm like, yeah, I just woke up. Now the question is, do I go to school for 48 minutes? Yeah, that's what I thought. Can you tell them, the attendance lady, something like an actual reason other than I just slept in?
Yeah. So here's what I think is messed up about the school system, right? Because if you're like a teacher, realistically, you still want you to go for like that last class, right?
Yeah.
But the system's set up in a way where if you don't go, you can like get out of it and be okay. If you go, it's a lot harder to explain why you missed the first 4 classes, which I've always thought was weird.
Think about it.
Does
this
that make
way.
sense? Or am I just going crazy?
I understand what you're saying, but also, I would say, honestly speaking, if I stayed at my house and did the assignments on my own, I would get them done quicker than if I was at school.
Oh, most definitely.
Without procrastination, obviously, because that is always a separate factor. But
Yep.
if like I was in the same environment minus the teachers.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Odogo says I woke up at 6. Green Studio says, hey, I woke up at 11:30 and set an alarm. All right. Thank you for coming by, to you guys. By the way, appreciate you guys at the stream. Dragon's working on his what? Is that tri-layered? It is. It looks
Yeah,
so
and it's
good
gonna be
though.
more than that.
Oh my gosh.
Because I have the swirls that go onto it that have to be above their base color layer.
I'm filming some Doctor Strange. Unfortunately, the app decided to break 3 pictures in, so I will not be filming on stream today. But I will if we drop that set. I still have a way to share my camera, just not my screen. So we got that for sure. Dragon once again carrying with the screen stuff.
I wish I didn't have this to carry. This is such a pain to animate.
It looks so good though.
Well, I'm glad that this part is easy, just to go through and put the wacky dots.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this one I can. This one's actually a little bit different because this is where the wing, or rather the fire bolts, or the energy, whatever you want to call it, goes up his wing and out his hand. I don't think he actually has this attack, but that doesn't matter.
It's all good.
I don't know where this energy bolt is going. I'm going to tell you that.
Dragon, have you ever made people run in place?
Sort of?
It seems like a pain.
What do you mean by run in place?
I need them to run in place because I need them to run for a long time with the green screen behind them. So it looks. I'm gonna make it look like they're moving green screen wise.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I got an idea here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work out for me. I'd share it with you guys, but the app sucks for me for some reason today. Unless they want to sponsor us, in which case I love this app.
Oh.
Aye.
Hold on. I'm gonna finish up this ball part, like the rough part of this animation.
All right.
And then I will show you what we're looking at.
Awesome. Ah! This seems like a pain.
Why did I go out if I was going to do the rest of the ball part? Hold on.
Dragon's like, I'm going to finish this up. X is out.
Well, that
no.
do be my style, though. I forget. Oh, this is just like another character introduction, so I don't need to be too detailed. This ball can just go off screen. Oh.
Ah! The pain. One stream done. Oh, Dogo, we will probably go 2 hours today, so another hour and a half. Don't know what time it is. All depends on your time zone. And that is not running in place because I had her move. Nice job, Portal. Ah, okay.
Once I actually get a sleep schedule, we should probably like schedule our streams for a better time. Other than like literally the day that you go to business school and it's the latest day you get out of school.
I know, for real. Okay, so I mean, it might be the day that works out for D&D, but if it isn't, I no longer have Big Brother, Big Sister on Mondays. So Mondays are available for me as well now. And I get out at like 2:15, so that's a lot more time.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the ping, but we are going to have to rearrange D&D times.
Yeah, I reacted to that.
Yeah, I doubt it'll be Monday, though, because if even one person like reacts to they can't do that day, it almost like certainly comes off the table unless it's like a last resort. Okay, I'm going. Is my screen up?
See ya, Odogo. Yeah, your screen's up.
Okay, then I'm gonna show off what just the rough version of this looks like before I put all the work into it.
All right.
Because I've got Jeez, so many layers to animate after. I can deal with
Yo.
that. All right. So now I need to add the swirlies. That is the technical term.
Of course.
Okay, so I think I'll go through and add the red ones first. Because those all are just like straight energy beams. That's not too much work. This is a problem
Oh my
coming
gosh.
back to animate stuff. Because
Mhm.
like you get in a certain headspace when you animate like an effect.
Mhm.
And if you don't finish it, sometimes it takes like a second to like a couple frames to get back into it.
Oh yeah.
But then all of a sudden there's this like restart in the animation where it's like, hey, you saw this earlier when I was warming up with it, but then it's warming up again.
Mhm. Yeah, you got to get used to it. I think I found a running effect that works in place, and it is the jankiest thing to film, but it works when you play it. How bizarre.
What does it look like?
So I wish I could show it. I'm really frustrated that I can't. But you have the figure move like normal, except from every time they would move forward, they move backward to stay in place. And if they have to move half a stud, you have to move them half a stud backwards. It's really weird because it feels like you're moving them backwards, but you're not. It's bizarre. Hey, the hooded person says just ate some chicken with some hot sauce. Hey, that's the best type way to eat chicken.
We say that as expert chicken eaters.
I am expert chicken eater. There's two ways to eat it, with and without hot sauce. That's all the experts need to know.
Or you can take the unconventional third option and be a vegan.
Ay. You know what surprises me is like, I mean, I'm in California, right? So I was expecting a lot of vegans and vegetarians, and there are. And it's great how like many restaurants make it work for them. But the amount of pescatarians is just insanely surprising to me. Because like I didn't know that was a real thing until I moved out here.
Seems like a very Californian thing.
Yeah, so it's, to anyone who doesn't know, pescatarians, it's like some people do it as a health style out here, but a lot of people do it as they don't want to hurt animals, right? So they don't eat meat, except from fish.
They just hate fish.
They just hate fish. I know. So I'm like, I'm an anti-pescatarian because I don't eat fish, but I eat everything else. So I like fish. I like fish so much, I make up for all the people in California who don't like them. So
I don't eat so many fish.
yeah, I offset it by all the fish I don't eat.
Did I put this on? Why would I put this on the top layer? I guess, yeah, that does make sense. Okay, speaking of things that would surprise you.
Ooh.
Airsoft.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about airsoft?
I want to play so bad. I've
Okay.
never gotten an opportunity though. I think it looks lit.
Looks cool, right? Seems pretty harmless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think it's illegal or restricted?
California, it's got to be.
Nope.
Don't tell me Minnesota.
Nope.
Canada?
Sort of.
Where?
Airsoft and paintball are banned or restricted in almost everywhere except the US.
No way.
Yep. Because
What?
they're too close to guns.
Oh, and it's fine in the US because guns are like everywhere.
Yeah, because freedom.
That's bizarre. But
It is.
paintball is so much fun.
Uh-huh. That's what surprised me the most. But like countries don't like it for some reason.
It's paint.
Yeah.
That's bizarre, Dragon.
It is really bizarre. I saw that with my useless YouTube scrolling, but I was like, wait, what? Because I feel like airsoft and paintball are one of the most like harmless American pastimes of all time.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, you know what's worse about this? They did this study with video games, and I would assume it holds true for paintball. Is like giving people like these kinds of things like are great outlets as well. because it's like, I don't know. It feels like if you're gonna ban everything, like why not have the like safe alternative where no one gets hurt? You know? I don't know.
Because guns
It's
are
weird.
scary, Portal.
But this isn't a gun, it shoots paint. Oh
You,
my
you
gosh.
see, you said the word shoot there, and that's where they're concerned.
Oh man. That's just part of the vernacular out here.
Exactly.
It's a ball.
Even the
It's like
things
a
you do with
sport.
recreation are for shooting people.
Oh my gosh. Next you're gonna tell me water guns aren't allowed.
I mean,
Oh no. Dragon,
no,
don't tell
I
me.
don't. I don't know if they're
No.
not allowed, but I mean, I wouldn't be
Okay.
surprised.
The hooded person says pescatarians. I thought that was just a person who ate insects. Honestly, not far off.
That pescatarians.
Oh man. Have you ever had like the ants with chocolate, Dragon?
No, I. The only time I've eaten an insect was a worm that I fried.
Hey. Oh, you fried it. Nice.
Yes, it was part of a wilderness survival class I took. Actually, I did it to get a non-comms card.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
yes, it was actually. It wasn't too bad. It tasted like dirt, which I mean, what can you expect from a creature that eats only dirt?
I had like a live one and it was nasty.
Oh, yes, that does not sound fun. We put it
I
on
was
like a, yeah, it was like a tinfoil cap. We put it on a fire. We put the worm on it. We boiled it, and then we ate it.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I was at camp and we were doing this like nature on thing, right? And you had to like get 5 across. But in the bottom left was this box that was like eat a worm. And I was like, why is this in the bottom left? And like, oh, if you do it, you just win. And apparently no one had ever done it for like 3 years or whatever, right? So I'm like, well, I want to
would
win
have done that.
because I'm competitive, right? So I do this. I eat it, but I don't tell anyone I ate it. So after I get a couple other people to do it as well. And then I go, because I'm like, hey guys, you can just instantly win by doing this, right? They do it.
No.
And then I pulled the I already did it though. So I was just talking about next time. So, am I a horrible person? Possibly. But I opened up their what's it called? Their food menu. And they tried a new thing, and isn't that always a good thing? Sometimes. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend. But I'm not sure if it's something I'd want to eat, but I'm always interested in like because it's chocolate. So I'm like, can you even taste the ant? I don't know. I saw it in a cartoon once.
I just remembered a very vivid thing about chocolate. I remembered way back in middle school, maybe even elementary school. I forget exactly when.
Mhm.
But Portal has
Oh
always
man.
had very like nicely packed lunches from his mother. Because she's a very nice woman, right? And I remember that one day Portal opens his lunchbox. He goes, "Oh, Mom gave me chocolate." And he takes a bite and he goes, "This is baking chocolate."
I was so upset. And for like the rest of that year, I was suspicious with anything good looking in my lunch.
Oh, that was so funny to me. Like I'm just sitting there like, "Oh man, I wish I got chocolate in my lunchbox." And then the baking chocolate just killed me.
By the way, to this day, anytime someone cooks with baking chocolate in my family, they offer me some.
I see.
It's like this big running joke that has never stopped. And this was like a decade ago.
I'm so glad that I brought it up because that makes that moment even better.
All right, this whole time we've talked, I've made one step in place. I can get 2, and then it all goes horrible.
I have made around 3 or 4 frames, so don't worry. I'm doing little progress as well.
Green Studios says, why do people hate fish? I don't know. That's a good question.
Fish taste
The hooded
good,
person.
depending on where you get them from.
I like fishing. The problem is, I don't like fish.
I am not very good at fishing. I will tell you that. So when me and my dad went fishing, oftentimes I got bored and I became the net boy. So I would pull the fish out of the water with a net because holy crap, like most of the time it was either I'd cast and I'd get a fish in like 2 tries. Like literally we got on the lake before my dad got the boat engine running. I caught a fish.
That's awesome.
That was the only fish I caught in a 4-hour trip though. So there's 2 sides of this coin.
So I was the kid that like I wouldn't leave until I had caught a fish. And I remember one day, because like my dad wanted to fish. Like he knew like, oh, we got to get this kid to fish. And once I liked it, they're like, oh, well, we're not gonna make him leave and then like not like it, right? So I wouldn't leave until I had a fish. And then the problem with this is we went fishing one day and we were there for like 6 hours because I just couldn't catch a fish. And my dad was like, we got nothing to do at home anyway, except from like cleaning the house, which we didn't want to do. So we just kept fishing. Except for I couldn't catch anything. My dad has this pile next to him. Pile. And then eventually he caught a fish and he was like, okay, forget this. Sun's starting to go down. He hands me the fishing pole, right? And it was I'd never used this fishing pole. It was totally different than mine. So I spun it backwards on accident.
Oh no.
And lost the fish. And then I was just like devastated. I had been fishing for like 6.5 hours at that point. No fish. In fact, I had lost the fish, so I was -1.
That is impressive.
Oh yeah. So fishing's fun though. I've always wanted to go ice fishing. I think that would be fun. Or horrible. It'd be one of the two.
Winter camping has taught me that like cold weather isn't terrible as long as you prepare accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it definitely gives you an appreciation of the inside. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
And I think honestly, the best type of vacation is one that like sure parts of it are fun, but the other parts make you like grateful of your normal life. Because like sure, it's fun to go camp with your friends in the freezing cold. But also, you're very happy to be home once you finish that trip. You're like, thank God it's not -20 anymore.
Oh yeah.
I like how that's a very Minnesotan thing that like -20 is our definition of cold as compared to like negatives in general.
Yo, I was talking to someone in California today, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so hot today. And they're like, yo, it's 50. I'm like, I know. It's so hot out today. Because by the way, 50 in California is like 70 in Minnesota. It's bizarre.
Dude.
It's like I straight up die in the fall when it gets like 110. I'm not even joking. I like die. But anyway, I was like, it's hot outside. It's 50. And I've gotten way worse with the heat because I have not been in the cold for 4.5 years now, outside of like a week here and there. So it's always hot, right? So I've gotten like embarrassingly bad at handling heat. You think you'd get better, but no, I've gotten worse. It's 50. I'm complaining. And then some kid's like, yo, it's cold. And this guy's wearing a sweater. And I'm just like, you would literally die in Minnesota. Like, you just wouldn't make it.
And I think that's really funny about like these differences between climates, that it's like the people just like environmentally are like, oh, they just sort of get used to it, which is so funny about humans.
Well, so we were watching this movie, The Great Gatsby, right, in English class, and it takes place in like New York and areas of New York. And my teacher, it started raining in one scene, and my teacher was like, I just don't understand why they did this because it doesn't rain in the summer.
Excuse me?
I was so confused.
We had a tornado warning last week. That was the summer.
I know. And then I was like, it takes place in New York. And she's like, oh, it rains in New York in the summer? I was like, yeah, they have real weather out there. But it's like, it rains like twice a year out here, which is why we have so many fire problems. But it's like, they have their own kinds of problems. Like, I don't understand how people here can walk around in 110 degrees. Just like people here don't understand how people can walk around in -20. It's just so weird how different it can be.
But I feel like there isn't a shorts in 10-degree weather equivalent for hot weather, though.
Oh, no, there's people who wear jackets.
Oh, yeah, there it is. That's the opposite.
There it is. Yeah, there's crazy people everywhere. Green Studio says it was 90 for me the other day, and now it's storming. Dang, that's quite the shift. Also, like, earthquakes scare me to death. I do not like earthquakes, which is weird because everyone here is like so used to them. It's like a normal thing. And I guess it's because most earthquakes in California aren't a big deal. But
ground go burr.
I do not like earthquakes, mainly because I think I just don't know when they're happening and everyone else does. And that concerns me so much.
Oh, the age-old story of, oh, I thought it was construction.
For real. And also, they don't do I'm used to tornadoes, right? We know if a tornado is going to come. There's a siren. If an earthquake comes in 2 hours, if you turn on to the news channel, they'll tell you. After the earthquake. And then they'll be like, yo, this building broke. And I'll be like, oh my gosh. I didn't even know there was an earthquake. And that was like so close. It's bizarre.
I mean, what's the earthquake equivalent of the Minnesotan, like, all the dads know that there's a severe weather warning, so they just go outside and stand in the rain and, like, look at it.
I think that's people like laying on the ground to feel the earthquake.
What?
Because people do that. And I don't get it.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like, yo, there's an earthquake. Because, like, what do you even do? They tell you to stand under the door frame, but that seems like a horrible idea. I always want to go outside because, there's nothing to fall. But apparently that's not a good idea. Green Studios says, I don't think I've ever experienced an earthquake in my whole life. Green Studios, I have never actively experienced one either. I've always realized afterwards. And the house shook once. And I was like, halfway through the house shaking, I called my mom. I'm like, are we supposed to have construction done on the house? I think they picked the wrong house or something. And I'm looking out the window. I can't see anyone. I'm walking around. A poster falls to the ground, which should have been a good warning. I'm like, oh my gosh, my poster just broke. And then my mom's like, yo, there's an earthquake right now. I'm like, oh shoot. I didn't even know what to do. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go outside, which apparently you're not supposed to do. But alas, whatever. Also, question for you, Dragon. You're in high school. Do you guys have fire drills still?
Yes. We had. Did we have two in the same day? We might have been supposed to, but I leave school super early.
Okay. Starting in high schools just don't have fire drills in my district for some reason, which is odd because they're a real danger here.
Yeah.
Like, we can actually. And then, junior year of high school, we finally have my first fire drill. And okay, so here's how our school is built, right? It's a circle. All the buildings are on the outside, and then there's this small circle in between all the buildings with like trees. And remember, all the buildings are made out of like wood or like oil painted brick, is my best way to describe it. So our plan when there is a fire is there's grass fields on the outsides of our school. Our plan is to go into the area with the trees where there's not enough room for everyone and just chill. Like, I was shook. I was like, I cannot believe this. This is insane. But no, we just all chill. And I'm like,
the one big thing I do have commentary on fire alarms is I remember when we were in elementary school, the fire alarm went off and it was a loud and violent alarm. Like, it
you
was
knew it was happening.
Screeching noise. Now it's like, I would like to alert you that there is a fire in the building. Please move to a safe location. And then like a passive aggressive beep. And then it repeats that message.
Okay, so get this. My temple in Minnesota, which I absolutely love this temple. I have nothing hate against it. But for some reason the fire bells was like a really soft twinkle bell. I'm not joking. Like, it was like do 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 do. Like, that was our fire alarm. The first time it went off.
Music.
Yeah, the first time it went off, my whole class just stayed in the classroom. And then when we left for that, no, it wasn't when we left for that day. Not 20, like, it must have been 5 minutes. It felt like a while, but 5 minutes later, we get a call on like the walkie-talkie or whatever, and they're like, we're missing your whole class. What is happening? And the teacher picks up and they're like, it was like a new teacher or whatever. They're like, that was the fire alarm? We were just like all like, groove into the music.
Yes, quality fire alarms.
Oh, yeah. The elementary school one, I agree, Dragon. That was great. That was like a bam.
Bam. There is indeed a fire happening in this building. Please evacuate. And now it's like, we would
People
like
would hit the
to
ceiling.
inform you. And I used to be so proud of elementary school self because I would, I noticed very early on.
Oh, this was so cool when you did this.
Off, the light would flash once or like twice. And I'm like, oh, the fire alarm doesn't happen. Except for the one time that I farted and then the fire alarm immediately went off. And I was like, what? Because I was an elementary school child and I didn't know any better. And I was like walking outside. I'm like, was that me? Because I was sitting underneath the fire alarm. And for some reason, I didn't realize, no, Dragon, those are the alarms. They're not like normal fire alarms in your house.
That's amazing. This stream is now just a fire drill stream. Because I somehow have another one.
I mean, think about it this way. We could make our own fire alarm by just going, attention, there's a fire on the stream. Please don't evacuate to another stream.
Evacuate to the
please
Discord.
evacuate to the Discord.
Link in the
Or,
description.
yes, or potentially subscribe. Evacuate your finger onto the subscribe button. Hmm.
Okay, so when we had this fire drill, which like let me remind everyone, first fire drill in my 3 years of high school, right? We have a fire drill, and I'm in the history buildings, which is it takes up about a quarter of the school, and 10 minutes before the drill, the teacher goes, "There's gonna be a fire alarm in 10 minutes. We're gonna just go outside. You guys won't hear anything because the fire alarms haven't worked in this quarter of the school for the
Oh.
past couple years. But no worries. If anything ever actually happened, I'm sure we'd be fine."
What? That's not okay.
And we're talking like at 5+ years. They have not worked in like a quarter of the school.
And
And-
they've never gone, hey, we should probably fix this?
Nope. And it's not loud enough where you can hear them from anywhere else. So there's just silence. So unless we hear like the sound of screams, it's crazy. I'm like, yo, first of all, there's two problems. One, if there's a fire elsewhere, we won't know. Second of all, if there's a fire here, no one else will know.
Ah.
Because I'm assuming we don't have the detectors.
Oh, yeah, the detectors probably haven't worked either.
Yeah, that is like a federal crime. It has to be. Or
Oh,
something.
it totally is. It's an OSHA violation.
Yeah. Especially in a school where like we had a huge fire like a mile away last week. Like, where are the fire alarms? I'm just wondering.
It's going to be a
At
new
least,
meme
like-
on the Discord channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Me getting excited for Dragon and Portal to drop sets, them talking about fire alarms for 2 hours.
I remember when what was it? Copper made a list of all the things we talked about, and he's like, "I'm never doing this again," and none of them were Lego.
That was so great. Oh, Hooded Person says Portal's real name is Peter Parker the Third. Close,
What?
actually. You have is there any letters there? Correct. You have at least one letter there. Correct. Two letters there. Correct. Three, if you count E's. No, not E's. Maybe E's. Me trying to decide if E is too much of a giveaway. Possibly. Possibly. I'm back to 0 photos taken this stream.
I see.
I know.
I'm coming along. I'll say that.
I think I'm going to change the running in still, because that's not working, to actually moving. Oh, shoot. I got one more idea, actually. They're running, not walking. So I can skip the half step. Here we go. I got it now. Boom. Boom. I'm also like, this is the first time I've animated with mid legs, and I have 2 figures on scene. I really should try this with just 1 figure first, but I don't feel like doing that. So.
Why do you think I'm doing all these single person tests before I try and do the battle? Like,
Absolutely a great idea.
That's gonna be such a nightmare to animate like 5 characters. I'm not gonna do that though because it's so much visual noise.
You're gonna have to go through like character at a time.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to find like a smooth way of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like cut to each character shooting their spells.
And then they all impact the person at some point or something like that.
Yeah, like big explosion.
Yeah. I wanna like nicely illustrate the flow of the fast-paced combat. That's the big concern I have. Cause like
Yeah.
in terms of combat, like those are gonna be the main animated sections of this like format.
Okay.
And obviously other than like walking and talking, but like the hard like legwork animation wise will be the fight scenes. And they're really going to be used sparingly because if I do a fight scene, it'll last 30 seconds to a minute.
Right.
And like the amount of fights you guys have each level is enough to make every episode an hour long. Let's just call it that.
That's accurate.
And I don't want to do that.
You don't?
No.
Uh,
That sounds like a nightmare to me.
oh, most definitely.
Yeah, I'll try and make the fights important, or because I think the idea is the smaller fights will each of you guys will do a unique thing once, and the boss fights each of you will do 2 to 3 things, depending on how big the
Okay.
boss fight was.
That makes sense.
Or yeah, especially if like you had a memorable moment or something like that, like boats I'll catch you on the way back down, like miss crit combo was so cool that like
Oh, that was
that
awesome.
thing is gonna be there. Why does it have to be good, Portal? Why?
It's just too good. It's just
Hold
too
on.
good.
Let's see this on the viewer before I add the final touches.
Oh, Dragon, this is a long time out, but I got a stream idea we have to do at some point.
Does it involve dropping sets?
Okay, well, I have another one for that, which is building a set, but we drop it every time someone joins the Discord or we get a like.
Ah, that hurts my soul.
But this one isn't as painful. This is so we stream and we're like, I think we'd have to be, I guess, in person for this one. So, but anyway, we can do this, whatever. I just wanted to, I wrote it down because I have a list of like 100 live stream ideas. But this one is, we're both filming something, right? And every 15 minutes, we can't talk about what we're filming. So we can't tell each other what our future plans is. We swap every 15 minutes.
I feel like the problem with the aspect of that that's anonymous is that you can just go back through and watch the film.
True. But you have no like plans, I guess, what they're doing.
I see. I feel like the idea, I've seen similar things, but they're called devil's advocates, where we like try and like subvert what's happening. So like we know what's going on and we go in the opposite direction instead.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, so I need to add more wing detail here.
You could also we could set it up somehow where it'd be easier if we had our own app where you can't go back and see what they filmed. And the only thing you can go off of is the last frame they took.
That is terrifying.
That sounds so great.
That sounds cursed.
Like
onion skin mode or something like that?
Yeah, like you can turn back the onion skin just to see what the last picture was, but that's it. And you have whatever they left on the base plate.
Yeah, that would definitely be an in-person thing. And I mean, hey, by then I should probably know how to code. So that's when we're probably going to be working with our own app.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Greenset Studio says, are you going to film the Bugle today? We are going to film the Bugle today. And you guys gave us some questions you had to talk about in that last section, which is great because we didn't have as much news. So that's going to be all good. We got a good Bugle plan.
Lecture myself on the effect of the week.
Have you seen it yet?
I think so.
It's fire. I sent it like a couple days ago, so it's back a bit.
Yeah, you've definitely given me enough time to watch it.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't mean that. I just meant like it was forever ago. I also said I'm not sure if this is going to be the one, but I like it so far. And I ended up really liking it. It's such a unique effect, the way they created it. I'm like, I guess I won't talk about it now because we'll talk about it on the Bugle, but.
Absolutely.
Hooded person says Ted, ? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Do we have a brick film of the week, Portal?
We don't this week.
Ah, okay.
Unless you're saying you really want to have, I wanted to give us some more time for other segments.
That's fine. All right.
That 8 minute have kind of been sitting well. So, also, we don't have a guest this week. We will have one next week, though.
Ooh, I'm already liking it from the thumbnail.
It's a great effect. Like the way, I don't know how they thought about doing it that way, but it's quite good.
That is genius.
Mm-hmm.
I like the actually no, I'll save my.
We'll just keep saying it's really good.
Yeah, we'll just keep saying it's really good. But yes, I do like that effect.
Hey.
Okay, I think I'm actually done with this character's part.
Awesome. That effect is so good. Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I've got a couple more wing details to do. Yeah, weird fireball is not something that Uriq can do, but he can do it now.
Hooded person says Ted. I might know it. Oh, I might not, Ted. I might know it. Yeah, it's what is it called? Lego Captain Marvel Test by Plastic Wars. He's been doing some quite the good effect library recently. I've been looking at his stuff and been like, oh, shoot, those are some good stuff. That is some good stuff. Those are some good stuffs.
Them's the rules.
Also, Craig failed me for the last time when I was recording our last guest interview. He just died halfway through, and I was like, forget this. I didn't notice, so I lost a whole good question. So I have a new way to record the guest interviews now, which I like a lot more.
And what is that?
They also don't have to have Discord, which is great because I realized the people I've been reaching out to don't all have Discord. So basically what it is I like make an account for it, but for the people joining, I just send them an email with the link or like a DM or whatever, and then they just join, it records. It's like a studio, it looks more professional. It's like this website. I'm getting better audio, I'm getting better quality from it in terms of the recording because it's built for recording and it doesn't die halfway through. It's called like Clean Feed or something. It's got a little water logo, which is how you know it's legit.
Do you want me to use that for the lines I'm going to send you?
Oh no, feel free to use Craig. Yeah, I'm not worried about it for that as much, unless Craig dies on you, in which case do it somewhere else. But it's more for like this, like, because like, you know, when we're talking or something happens, it's not a big deal to re-record. But I would die if I got someone on the pod, we recorded, and then I go to edit and I realize I don't have the file because it corrupted or Craig died or something. Because Craig doesn't tell you when he dies anymore. He just stays in the chat, but stops recording, which is not great.
Okay.
I only noticed because his little status changed from recording to not recording, and I thought that was a little odd. Turns out it was a little odd. Where did all my pictures go? I just took like 10 pictures, and they are no longer existing.
Oh, that's the effect for that one. So, Portal, to the best of my understanding, how do you do green screen effects? Do you simply click on a color and it color fills everything touching it? Do you...
In terms of what I do or what the software does?
Yeah, what is the criteria?
For the
So, like,
software?
how separated does green have to be from the, what's it called?
Oh, not very. Like that, you want the figures, you want to give them like a space. Like the farther away they are from the green screen, the better. So they can't cast shadows.
What I'm saying is, if I have a green element, but it is, it's got a border between it and the green screen, is that a
No,
problem?
that would be a problem. Yeah.
Because you're doing all green at once?
Yeah, there's no way to... The software can't know that that's not part of it without me keyframing every single... or masking out every single frame.
Yeah, that's what
unfortunately. But, so there's two ways I'd say to deal with that. Either don't do it, green, find another piece, or blue screen that scene.
Perhaps
pink
I need to
screen.
get a blue screen.
Yeah, that'd be my two suggestions, blue or pink.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to hand draw on a fishing line onto 40 frames.
All right.
Because
yeah,
I figured you'd probably want a reference for where the shark should be flying across from.
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah. Yeah, blue screen and green screens are probably the most versatile, but I love editing pink screens for some reason. Because it's like a...
You've done it before?
Yeah, I like using pink screens. I think it's hilarious. It's horrible because they bleed everywhere. But I find it so funny because I'm like, it shouldn't, like... It's just like, it frustrates people when I, like, who edit. And I'm like, yeah, I used a pink screen for this shot. And they're like, why would you do that? I'm like, it's so funny. It's just something people in the industry just would never do because it's like horrible. Why would you do it? But it works so well for Burke films because like nothing's pink and stuff is green and blue all the time. Except for the problem is pink bleeds a lot. So
what
useful.
I'm hearing is you're troll-a-lolling.
Yeah. But unfortunately in the process I troll-a-lol myself. Because like I'll be editing, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why people don't use the pink screen. It bleeds a lot.
No wonder people say this is a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, and by bleeding, I just mean the pixels like reflect onto the characters, and then like people who are not pink will look pink, and you can't tell in shot, but it's there, and it's not great. Also, sometimes when you're pink screening, if you have a bright red, that gets in the way. So it's not great, but it's so fun to troll-a-lol.
Oh, jeez. What am I doing here? Uh,
Oh no.
how does
Oh,
one go
Dragon.
about what?
I just had such a good idea, and I'm about 2 weeks too late.
What would that be?
If we had exported all your files before you drew on them, right?
Yeah.
For the test video, we could have had this cool effect where it played the clips without the effects, and then it like a line went across that like revealed the effects.
Ooh.
Oh well. That would have been a nice little effect. Oh well, it doesn't matter. The effects itself is what the video was about and held it together. Hooded person says Magnum. I think I'm reading these chats too late, so I'll keep an eye on them now. Because I'm definitely mixing the context. Also, how thick is the line? Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do green.
Okay, yeah. No, that's a good thickness as well. For a moment, I was like, oh, hold up. If he's going to do like a 1 pixel line, we might have a problem.
It needs to be visible is the problem.
Mm-hmm. No, that's perfect, because that way the green screen effect can see it as well. Okay, I'm not sure if the app just broke for me, but it says I have 15 pictures, but they're not there. I have 0 pictures, but I took 15. Okay, let me take another picture. Now it says I have 2, but I have 1. But that's normal. Bizarre. How bizarre.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
I mean, I guess the song is by an Australian dude, but I always think of an Australian dude whenever you say that. It's weird.
Makes sense. Being by an Australian dude.
Man, this is gonna be such a weird effect to do. I did that last frame wrong. Gosh,
It's gonna be a pain to try to match the physics.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to match the physics.
You just need to sell it. It doesn't actually have to make sense. It just has to look like it makes sense.
Exactly.
Which is gonna be
This?
interesting.
I'm not doing it right there. Like here, swing out, swing back. This needs to be a continuation frame of it swinging, not what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a
Grant
lot
said-
of me going in and out of the drawing thing. Gosh dang it.
Green Set Studio says, do you guys get a lot of snow? Out here in Cali, I think like we just stopped living, not like stopped working for like weeks if we had snow. So no, we don't get a lot of snow, unfortunately. But Dragon, what about out there? In the
We get
good old
lots of
state of
snow.
MN. Lots of
Far-
snow. Oh yeah.
Far too much snow.
I cannot believe it snowed like 2 days after I left.
I know, that was really funny.
So better than that, Dragon, me and my dad were looking through all the states, and it snowed in every single one of them.
I see.
Every single, whatever though. I got to experience cold weather, which was nice. Got to wear a sweatshirt the first time in like 2 years. Always nice. Always nice. Snow is I was trying to think of a word that rhymed. Snow is bro. Nope. Almost, but not quite there. I mean, it
Maybe-
rhymes.
I made this swing really weird. Okay, let's see it.
That works really well. I think the S makes sense.
This isn't enough movement, that's the problem.
You don't think so?
No. In between these two frames, it shouldn't shorten out like that. It should snap into place a little more.
Hmm.
Again, because honestly, I take this more in a cartoon physics direction than anything.
True.
Okay.
Ooh.
To be fair, it's just drawing one line. How hard can it be?
That's the famous last words.
Yeah. They always are.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Trying to think. What has happened in the brick film community this week?
That we can
Not a lot.
cover without spoiling the bugle.
Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, that first of all, that. Second of all, I've been looking for news all week. No one like posted anything, so there wasn't a lot of news. So at the moment, I have one piece of news. But we also have an effect of the weekend tips and tricks. Usually I get more news. And this week I have one news, and it's Brick Film Parallel. Hey, Caleb says, just checking in. How's it going? It's going good, Caleb. It's going good. Dragon's working on some fishing wire. I am not streaming anything because the app broke down again 2 minutes into streaming, which is amazing. So we're doing good. We're doing good. Dragon's coming in clutch. Continuing the YouTube watch time saga, though, the statistics are getting worse. I don't understand. It's so odd because now that they count shorts as watch time, and
They
count.
do?
No. So they think so shorts don't count as watch time. Streamed streams don't count as watch time, but they count as watch time after you're done streaming. And what else doesn't count as watch time? Shorts do count as watch time if they're watched on desktop, but only if it's a desktop in certain countries that doesn't have the shorts desktop yet. Videos count as watch time. Stories do not count as watch time. Just posted to the community post do not count as watch time. Unfortunately, YouTube Studio counts all of that as watch time. So, like, YouTube's like, hey, you guys are at like 5,000 watch hours this year. That's amazing. And then we go to the monetization section, and YouTube goes, hey, you guys are almost at 2K watch hours. That's great. Halfway there almost. So I think I talked about the Google Sheet I made to kind of help us get an accurate look at that. But once again, that brings its own problems because it doesn't show how many watch hours we gained that day. It shows how many net watch hours we gained that day, which is the closest statistic we can get. And technically, it's the only one that mattered. But let's say we have a really good day where we gained 60 watch hours. But 365 days ago, we had 800 watch hours, right? These are way bigger numbers than they would be. But for example, right, that could be the best day we've had that month. But on the statistics, it'd say it's the worst day we had that month. Because last year we had a really good day. And it just happened to line up. So, like, that's even problematic. But that's, like, the best we can get at the moment. So we have two charts. And they're fine, but the lack of watch time support is really bizarre to me. Because being one of the two metrics that's needed to be monetized, you think YouTube would have an accurate metric for it. Because they know how many watch hours we have. But somehow they're able to give me 5 numbers, none of which are accurate, which I think is so bizarre. So bizarre. So now every morning when I wake up, I have an alarm that goes off. That's like, hey, log the watch time. So.
Portal, silly Portal. You expect YouTube to be good at their job?
They give me so many useless statistics. I was hoping they'd give me a useful one, but yeah.
You're asking too much of them.
I'm asking too much. Dragon's right. I'm expecting too much. What I really need is for them to just get rid of this watch time metric because it's outdated.
Again, asking too much.
Asking too much. Just get rid of it for like a week. Let us get monetized, and then you guys can put it back. We don't care. We had 2,000 subs before we had 4,000 watch hours.
How many frames did I put in a boat not catching a fish?
600,000 views, and we don't have the watch hours. I feel like it should be off of views, because views are monetized, not watch time. I mean, watch time is monetized in a way, but subs aren't monetized at all. You could have 1 billion subs and make $0 a month. But if you have 600,000 views, that's like money.
11. Okay, 11. 11 frames. Portal, remember 11 frames.
Okay, 23. 23. Okay, 23.
Oh
I'm
my
remembering it.
gosh.
Nah, the 12 is what you told me to remember.
No.
Or
it's
9.
11.
Double ones. 1, 11.
11 frames. Glad I don't have to be the spreadsheet to count the watch hours.
Also, the one accurate number they gave me that I'm using off the spreadsheet is 2 days delayed. So when we stream, like today we're streaming, I won't know how good this stream did for 2 more days. Which is bizarre. It's bizarre. And by then we're like on to the next stream. So I'm focused on the next thing. Like today. Or 2 days ago, it's like you gained 20 hours today. And I was like, what did we do 2 days ago that gained 20 hours? And then I got to go searching, which was a pain because I decided to post like 20 videos in 48 hours for no reason at all. I'm always like, spread out your videos, people, and then I spam, but mostly because I'm just trying to test stuff and I need to know the answers ASAP. But and then yesterday or this morning, I wake up and it's like, yo, you lost 0.1 hours, and I was like, okay, so was 2 days ago a bad day, or was 368 days ago a good day? It's bizarre. But so far we've gained like 40 hours in the 4 days I've been logging. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That stream, they got 1,000 views helped. Significantly. Apparently, Dragon, you and me dropping sets is where it's at.
Wonderful.
Also streaming Saturday morning helped.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that from now on, especially considering we don't have D&D at that time anymore.
Oh, yeah. That is right. Portal's waking up early Saturday now. That's fine. I
Hear
just
me
go to
out.
bed after.
Full day stream.
24 hours?
24-hour stream every single Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Be there.
That would click our watch time, though. I'm not going to lie. Like, I can't prove this for a fact, but if we were able to stay slightly energetic, if we did a 24-hour stream once a week until you went to camp, the channel boost that we would get, I'm not saying we should do it, but the
That's
channel
like
boost that we would
3
get would be
streams.
insane. More than 3.
What?
More than 3.
Hold on.
Oh, wait. You mean
Months are hard.
4, right? 5?
Yeah, 4.
4? I mean, even if it was 12-hour streams, think of all we could film in 12 hours each week. Like, let's start with that. That's a lot of videos going up. And then on top of that, you have the fact that we are live for 12 hours each week, plus whatever we do the rest of the week. And you get our watch time metric. Plus YouTube, when you stream for 12 hours, does some stuff. Also, people are interested in like insane streams like that because that's like, whoa, what are these guys doing? They did this last week and now they're doing it again. They're going to like literally faint. So, not that we should, but that would be insane for the channel.
Well, we have to do a 24 at least once.
At least.
I think
You want to go more than 24 hours?
No. At least once between now and then.
Oh my god. 24 hours is a long time, Dragon.
It is. It's my turn to commit you to stuff.
Dragon, I can't think of I know the last time I was up for 24 hours, actually, and I fell asleep and got stuff drawn on my face.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay, so I was at a friend's house, right? Good friend. I was at a friend's house, and I can't say names on the stream, but I was at a friend's house, right? And this
First
was the
letters?
second. What?
First letter?
First letter. AA.
Oh.
No. He was there. Whose house was I? Oh, I was at A's house. Anyway, I was at his house, right? And they're
First
like, yo,
and
let's
last
do
name letters.
AD.
Oh. AD, okay.
Okay. But some other guys were there. Anyway, though, we decided to do an all-nighter, right? Well, not we. I was like, guys, I'm not going to make it. And they were like, nah, we can do it. We'll be fine. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to make it. And they're like, you're going to make it. You'll be fine, right? 4 a.m. I'm doing horrible. I fall asleep. I wake up at 5 a.m. And I didn't even realize I fell asleep. That's how it's like, I've never done an all-nighter. I always fall asleep by 4 a.m. Like, I get so close. But anyway, 4 a.m. I fall asleep for an hour, and I didn't know. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I thought I had blinked. I'm like, I'm not even joking. I thought has that ever happened to you? Where you think you closed your eyes for a couple minutes and you didn't look at a clock, so you're like, yeah, it's all good.
Yes, I call those betrayal seconds.
So I think I'm good. Now, little do I know, my whole face is like pink because I guess they started to write something, but then someone realized they wrote it the wrong way, so they crossed it out, and then they ran out of space, so they just covered my face in pink marker. It wasn't Sharpie, it was washable, which would have been great, except for no one told me. Because I go up and I'm like, hey, is it my turn yet? I feel like I've been waiting forever. And no one goes, hey, you were asleep for an hour. What were you doing? Someone was like, you fell asleep. I was like, nah, it was only a couple seconds. It doesn't count. So we keep going, right? We go to breakfast at 6 a.m. and I go upstairs and their parents just start cracking up. And I'm so confused, right? And their parents are cracking up. Everyone starts laughing. And I thought I had said something funny, right? So I thought I was just hilarious. So we keep eating. And then finally I go to the bathroom and look in the mirror. And I realize I have a mustache and my whole face is pink. Neon pink. So funny. So funny.
Was this from when you came to Cali or while you were in Minnesota, living?
That was the summer before I left. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Yeah. I almost lost my eyebrows one time.
What?
Fantasy football bet.
Oh, yeah.
The bet was not to lose the eyebrows though.
Wait, what?
The bet was not okay. So we had this bet set up, right? And it was I was getting super cocky because I won a game for the first time ever against the best player in our league, right? So I was getting super cocky. I was like, oh, you know what? Let's go double or nothing, and let's set it up with points, right? 5 points, nothing happens. Someone wins by 10 points, you've got to I think it was you got to wear all your clothes backwards or something. And if someone wins by 25 points, you get to paint the other dude's face, right? I lose by 40, 50 points, which is fantasy football. Our point, you get 120 a week, right? I got 60 somehow. It was horrible. I accidentally played a guy who didn't play, and then my quarterback broke his pinky on the first throw of the game and then decided not to play. Which dude, it's your pinky. You'll be okay. You're a quarterback. But whatever. So they put this stuff on my face, and then we do whatever we did, and then we get back to the house, and I try to wash it out, and it was on my hands too, right? So I start to wash my hands, and I realized it wasn't coming off, which is slightly concerning. And then so we look at the back of this thing, right? Because we were that's weird. Maybe there's a solution, right? Because sometimes it's you got to have a special soap or whatever. The back says, first of all, do not put on hair. This thing is all over my eyebrows. Second of all, it was expired by about half a decade.
Oh, jeez.
I know. So I start to pull it off my eyebrow, and the eyebrow just comes off a little bit.
Oh.
I was like, oh no. So I just had it on for I think I just slept, and then I took 3 showers in one day, and it finally started to come off a little bit, but on the plane ride back home, it was still visibly on my face. I looked like a clown on the plane. So because I didn't want to lose my eyebrows, because I had to go to school in a couple of days. I'm I don't want to go to school with one eyebrow missing or two. So, oh man. FYI, if you're gonna have face paint on your face, first, don't put it on your eyebrows if it says not to. And second of all, if it's gonna be expired, less than half a decade is at least preferable. Oh, Copper says we got a new member on the Discord at Lego Stop Motion Studio. Hey, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We are getting closer and closer to dropping that set. Anyway.
Portal, is this red arrow fine for a guide?
Yeah, I like that. Yes, because I'll put the shark on top of it, right?
Oh, I was just going to say you could take out those frames and just use the arrows as a guide.
Oh, yeah, because he doesn't move.
What do you mean?
Perfect. That's perfect. He doesn't move when the arrow's going, right?
He does.
Okay, then I can't take those frames out, can I?
So don't I send it to you as a project file?
No.
Oh, I send it to you as a video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll need the MP4.
In that case, I will simply... how big is
Premiere
the
won't see your project file. What?
I'm just going to put them as dashes then.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Just short little dashes. Because I need them as reference of where the shark is going to be for the fishing line too.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, pro tip, I suck at fantasy football, but I think I'm really good. Which, leads to problems, but whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I'd say lines. Because how big is the shark going to be, Dragon? Do you want it oversized, undersized?
Comically oversized.
Comically oversized. Okay. I'm going to make it comically undersized just to mess with Dragon.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to put the line as a certain...
I'll make it comically oversized. What shark are we thinking? Just the classic one?
Yeah, just classic.
Awesome. I'm trying to think of a weird way to mess with it that won't take a lot of time, so I can do it both ways. But I can't think of it. So, comically oversized it is. Oh, shoot. Where does the hook go? It's going to be in its mouth, right?
Yeah.
So I won't have to draw on a hook?
No, I'll have
Awesome.
a hook there.
You're making this one easier for me, Dragon.
Well, I mean, it's already a pretty difficult one considering the floor.
But you're doing the heavy list. Oh, shoot.
He just remembered the floor.
No, I don't want to. I'm really hoping that is just not going to be an issue.
I remember casually when I was like, "Hey, Portal, how have you been thinking we're gonna do Ronnie?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been thinking about it in my dreams. They're called nightmares."
Oh man, that's gonna be such a thing though. Dreams are wacky. That looks so good.
But I have to do the second half still, and it hurts my soul because there's 10 more frames of fishing line.
Oh, that's painful. I'm just sitting here staring at the ground trying to figure out if that's going to be an issue.
What?
50-50 chance. The gray on the green.
Yeah.
50% chance, Dragon, there's no problem. 50% chance there is a problem. And now I'm trying to figure out
What a problem means.
there might be a really easy way to fix it. But that might not work. Does the camera stay stable?
I hope it does.
Okay. Okay, let's think. I might just be able to duplicate it, mask around the ground and cut that out once, and then keep it like that, and then mask out the whole green on the background, because the figure has no reflection, which is the important part. I don't think this will be a big issue. I don't think. Deal with it on our 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
Because that's when I'll be most active and aware. I can't think of the last time I was up 24 hours. That is a long time. I don't know if I've ever been up 24 hours, honestly. Oh, yo, I totally missed chat, by the way. Hey, Roblox Fan 101. And Green Stud Studio says, a few days ago, I was up until 4:30 a.m. editing a video. That's the grind, man. I applaud you. I applaud you. So 24 hours would be you wake up at 6 a.m. and then you go, hey, Murat videos. Then you go till 6 a.m. the next day.
Yes.
That's insanity. That's insanity. I'm down to do it at some point. But that's insanity. What's our longest stream at this point? 5 hours?
5 hours.
That's the jump right there. It's 5 to 24.
Okay, we'll do a 12-hour.
A 12-hour first?
Yeah, let's do a 12-hour first. 6 to 6?
Okay. 6 to 6. Why not?
I can give you quite a couple reasons why not, but that doesn't matter.
Oh, man.
I'd have
We
to
need some-
really have everything lined up to be filmed.
You really would, yeah. Me too, I guess. We could also, I feel like we'd have to film and have some challenge thrown in there to mix it up for ourselves.
And we'd have to tag in and out.
Tagging it out, yeah.
We'd have to have multiple sets that were droppable.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
I agree.
Oh, I've got a really bad idea.
Oh, no.
How long are you
interested.
going to be in Minnesota and what times?
Okay. I don't have the exact times on me, but I think I'm at your house 2 nights.
2 nights?
Yeah.
All right, 2 nights means we have a time frame
no.
of 12 hours.
Oh my gosh. At least we'll be in person.
Yes,
That'll help.
because there's that. And hear me out. the 12-hour doesn't mean that we both have to be doing something for 12 hours. It means that we have to have content on the screen for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like the idea of having a separate camera of all the sets that we might drop if we hit like certain goals or something like that.
I like that as well. Okay, hear me out. What if part of that is the duct tape? Because I feel like that would be a really good way to bite through 4 hours.
Yeah, I think so.
But we got to make sure we do the duct tape with not an overambitious set.
Who are you kidding? We're going to be very overambitious with it.
Dragon's
gonna
gonna be like,
realize, like,
yes,
one of us
these
has
are
to go to the-
something.
One of us has bathroom breaks.
We're gonna have to unduct tape for it.
Do we though? I think my door reaches far enough that you could just be sitting outside awkwardly.
How big is this duct tape gonna be?
What's going to be to our hands?
Where's there gonna be room for that then?
I don't follow.
How are you even gonna go to the bathroom with your hand duct taped to me?
I'll stick it out the door. You remember my
Okay.
downstairs bathroom has 2 doors, right?
Yeah, no. I know that. But how are you going to go to the bathroom without a hand?
Sitting down?
I don't think you can reach that far. I don't think I can reach that far.
I think we're both having like very different images in our head.
Okay, my hand is duct taped to your hand, right? Our hands are touching.
Yes.
Okay. My arm's not very long.
I'm sure it isn't.
Okay.
It's probably about the same size as my arm.
I probably within an inch, honestly. I say the best thing is to unduct tape. I swear, Dragon's gonna pull out that like monster knife and be like, "I got this, guys."
I totally would though.
Oh man. Streaming until we hit 12 hours, or Dragon cuts one of our arms off.
That would be a very short stream.
The question is, do we get to a point where we're like, we just can't do this anymore? Cut the hand off. End the stream.
48 hours.
Oh my gosh.
The only way to end the stream is with the key that's in the duct tape between both of our hands.
Oh. The duct tapes challenge feels like something we could do, though.
Oh, absolutely.
But I said that about the blind tiger as well. I mean, you did it. I'll applaud you for that. What was that? 6 hours total?
Gosh, that was a nightmare.
6-7 hours. I think duct tape is going to be easier than that, honestly.
I think it will.
Because that was a pain. Like, I think duct tape with like a $200 set would be easier than that. Not that we should do it with that big of a set.
I mean,
But Dragon's all down for this.
I like the duct tape idea.
I really like it as well. Hear me out, Dragon. Duct tape, building the set. We have to drop it every time something happens.
Stop it with the drop every time it happens. It's a really good idea, but still.
We need to get monetized. Then we could have donations.
Yeah.
And I think
Oh
that'd be a
no,
good one.
we drop it every time we get a donation.
Yes. Oh, we drop it for every dollar donated.
That's a terrible idea because then
So if you
anyone
donate-
can donate $1.
If you donate $5, we drop it 5 times in a row. Just destroy it. With the duct tape hands too. We have to figure out how to drop it. So when I visualize this, right, my left hand is duct taped to your right hand or vice versa. And then our outside hands are free.
Yes.
It's like a 3-legged race.
Yes.
Is our outside hands duct taped?
What?
Like not to each other, but like so that we can't use them. Or can we use our outside hands?
So I feel like there's definitely an argument that you have to do a lot of stuff two-handed.
Mhm.
Oh.
This is gonna be a pain.
And I feel like the entire stream our hands should be duct taped together, right?
Yeah.
But I would like to make the argument that a couple points of the stream are smaller sets that we can only use our hand, or like one or two smaller sets that we're
Oh my gosh.
racing, but we can only use the duct tape hand. So it's a constant arm wrestle to build
Oh, I
the
like
set.
that. I like that. Wait, we're racing? Oh
Yeah.
shoot, I like that.
We,
That
we
seems
need
like
to
a
make a
pain.
doc for the 12-hour stream of what we're gonna do. Also,
Okay,
here
that's
is
a good
the
idea.
the full fishing rod animation. I'll probably add some shading at the edges, but
I'm not dead, Green Stud Studio says. That's great. Murat Video says the key to the duct tape is the piece of resistance. I love that. Just sharpen the piece of resistance. That'd be so cursed. Turning Lego pieces into knives. You'll never believe what happened. That is
Oh.
amazing.
it's smooth.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think the effect will improve with time, but
I like how like I don't know what to call it, but like moves after he like once he throws it,
the
like
like
it's fighting the shark.
the slack turning to taut.
Yes.
That was a big thing. I think that's the best part of it, is the motion of the line coming to taut. Okay, I think somehow I actually managed to run out of effects.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, because I got you. I got Urique.
true, Murat.
I got all of Urique's stuff, which is a miracle in and of itself. Here we go.
Green Stud says that looks incredible. We probably got 15 minutes to burn, if you have anything.
I don't know if I have anything. Like, I
That's a
honestly
miracle.
don't, because I feel like I've erased and animated everything. What else do I need to do? Because there's that.
Okay, I'm actually down for a 12-hour stream.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you and I talk about it, and more it becomes a good idea because we simply talk out the bad idea part of it.
So we got what, like 2.5 weeks to plan this? I think a Google Doc is a good idea.
Yeah, we do.
Because
As soon as
the
there's a
idea
Google
is
Doc,
we have.
we've committed ourselves to it.
Oh yeah, that is basically how it works. I say we get like things like we'll do right at the top of the list, and then we have extra things in case we finish early.
Yeah,
Because what would kill the stream is if we run out of ideas.
exactly. And I think we need to make a list of topics that we can fall back on if we run out of stuff.
That also gives me a good timeline to make sure I have another way for us to stream.
What else would we need to do? I think incorporating.
Lots of caffeine.
Yes, definitely. We would buy a 12-pack, if
Yeah.
not two, of Mountain Dew.
Yeah. For real.
One 12-pack for me, one Major Melon 12-pack for you. I feel
I
like,
could burn that thing.
oh yeah, I
honestly,
think we
run
need to
through
get variation of drink. We need to have two like packs of
That
one.
we both like.
two different drinks.
Mhm.
Arnie and we killed so many Arnies and Dews though.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like on the 5-hour stream.
We just killed stuff. Yeah, it was like we must have went through at least 15, 20.
I'll have at least 2 energy drinks, I'll tell you that.
Do the do.
Man.
Yeah, we can run the store and I can buy some packs.
Yeah, and we'd really have to have we'd have to have snacks set aside and like
Oh shoot, good point.
a meal. Like food is a big thing too.
That is a really good one. Murat says, I recommend Pepsi or root beer. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I'm more of a Coke fan. Not to hate on Pepsi, but
Beppis.
there's a big debate in my house because my sister loves Pepsi because she knows if we get it, no one else will drink it. So it's just like free pop for her.
That is actually a fair point.
So it's like this thing where like I taught myself how to like onion pizza because I feel like every time I'm at a party, there's pizza with onions on it and no one will eat it. So it's like it's free
There's
pizza.
a reason that no one will eat it.
I know, but like if you can deal with the onions, if you can get yourself to deal with it, it's just a bunch of extra pizza.
Or you could enjoy the pizza as an alternative.
Well, I enjoy the onion pizza now. I won't like take it as a first choice, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
There's a difference.
Just gotta
between
pretend
not
the onions
minding
aren't on
it and
it.
enjoying.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good point with the food set aside though. Because
Yeah, we
12 hours
definitely
without eating while streaming would be too much.
And we'd have to come. Oh, geez, we'd have to come up with ideas of like how to really like mess with the fact that we have obviously hands duct taped together.
Hmm Oh my gosh, eating.
Yeah, we can only eat
This
with
could
the
be a
hand.
pain. I feel like for the race part, whoever loses should have to have the fingers on their free hand duct taped together for like half an hour.
Oh no,
Yes.
that's a good idea.
Oh my gosh. That would be so painful. Just like mentally to have to try to build with both hands just useless.
I feel like we'd have to have segments where we like planned out. Okay, at this time roughly, we'll be doing this segment.
Hmm Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I came up with the worst idea yet.
Oh no, Dragon. Let's hear it.
So the blind stream went poorly because you couldn't see very well.
Okay, fair.
Imagine this.
Oh no.
I'm blindfolded, and you have to move my hand with your duct taped hand
Oh my
to the
gosh.
pieces and build it while giving me instructions.
Oh, that sounds horrible. I love it. So good.
Uh,
We could have that be like either its own set or like the third bag of the set we build.
oh,
Like either way.
both doing it blind.
But we're both blind. Face revealing in 10 steps. First, duct tape your hands together. Second, blindfold both of you guys. Third, put the camera in a horrible position. And voila.
Voila, you've accidentally face revealed.
You flayed yourself. Yeah. I think we could actually do this.
Yeah, and that's the part that worries me.
I know, right? Especially since if we make a Google Doc, it's happening, like you said.
All right, make the Google Doc.
Right now?
Yeah.
All right, let me get into the portal folder. Oh, man.
Oh no, it's in the portal folder. It's even more official.
Even more real. Portal Master Studios. I'll make a new folder called Stupid Ideas.
I was gonna go with bad ideas, but yeah, that's
Bad
better.
idea. Stupidly bad ideas.
Yeah, there we go. Now you're in the spirit portal.
All right. I made the folder. Here's the document. Boom. New Google Docs. Create and share. We shall call it
The
12-hour
12-hour
stream.
nightmare.
The 12-hour nightmare. I like it. Boom. The Google Doc has been created. It's happening now.
All right, guys, you know what it is. It's just the way it works. I don't make the rules. I just make the rules.
Yeah. Oh, man. One day we'll stop saying stuff on stream. We're like, nope.
But it's less content, and in order to be better YouTubers, we need to do the good content.
Okay, I like the segment idea you were talking about even more. Because if we're going to do a 12-hour stream, I feel like we should capitalize on that as much as possible. When I get back, I can spend like a week, not even a week, like 2 days just straight up editing that into some bite-sized videos as well.
Ooh, I do like that.
Mhm.
And I feel like if we had segments, we could like post like a stream overview of what we'd be doing, and then people would know what they could pop in and out for. Like if they want
Oh,
to see
yeah.
the duct tape race challenge, then they could pop in for that. And we can use that to test out to see what people actually want to watch, because we can do like 5 or 6 different things over the course of 12 hours and see which ones did the best.
I like that a lot. You know what? I might actually be able to change the thumbnail midstream too.
Ooh.
I'm not 100% sure, but if I can, then we can change that with the segments. I can prep all those beforehand. Oh, man. 12 hours. 6 to 6.
I mean, what would we have done in those 12 hours anyways? Played Minecraft? Probably.
I mean, probably.
Enjoyed
Hey,
having
JTL.
full use of our hands? Definitely.
Oh, man. You know, the funny part is we're going to finish that 12-hour stream. We're going to unduct tape ourselves. And if we don't cut our hands off, we're not going to know what to do with our extra hand.
No, we're not. We'll have become a cohesive unit.
Yeah. And we'll be like, hold on. I'm supposed to use my own hand now?
Okay, so hear me out. I have another thing for the segment.
No.
Animating a short film, but every frame we switch who's moving the figure.
Oh my gosh. Hold up. Before we get to that, JTL, yes, I do remember my promise. We're a couple members away from me dropping the set. And yo, Lucafilm, thank you for joining the stream. He says it's midnight for him. And dang. Dragon, I love that idea. I love it. Oh my gosh. Every frame we switch. Oh.
And I don't mean like we're both animating. I mean the duct tape hand switched. So it's just we flip whoever's like in control, like they use the hand.
Oh my gosh. That's painful.
It is, but it's good.
I feel like there's going to be power struggles over who moves the duct tape.
There
hand.
totally is. And that's gonna be like a clip thing where it's like, oh, we have to start like taking notes of when memorable stuff happens. So we can go, second or like hour 2, Portal punches Dragon with his own hand.
I have a setup now on my computer where I just take a screenshot when memorable stuff happens, because it has the timestamp on the top left, and then we can just go through them later. So we can totally do that. The biggest stream highlights of all time.
We'd have to have music to keep ourselves sane, though.
Oh yeah, we need a highlight reel of the stream highlight reel.
That's when we're gonna have we're gonna have to learn OBS so that the stream doesn't like StreamYard doesn't go, you've been streaming for 7 hours.
You're done.
You're done.
If you're nothing but a suit, you shouldn't have it. Yeah, I think I got a new alternative, so I'll look into that. Because the more I've been messing around with OBS, but the more I look into it, the more I realize OBS is great if you have someone running the stream. Like if we had like a hire that was running the stream for us on OBS. Unfortunately, yeah, unpaid intern, exactly. But until we get that unpaid intern, your first job is you're gonna set up this 12-hour live stream for us and run it live.
Man,
thank you.
We are really capitalizing on the idea that we'll have an unpaid intern by.
You know what's funny is whoever we hire, like we'll hire someone one day if this all goes well, and the joke will just be they're an unpaid intern.
Yeah.
Oh yes, JTL, I did want to talk about that. There's this new superhero film. Hold on, let me grab the name of it because it looks really cool. Unfortunately, it's not in English, and they haven't. I don't know if they're gonna subtitle it. But shoot, I can't find the name. It's a really cool one. Anyway though, I have it saved somewhere, but I can't find it. It's this really cool one from another country, and it's not in English, but it's an action movie, so you can get away with it. Not understanding most of the words, I feel like, and still get some of it. They just released a trailer, and the CGI and stuff, it looks amazing. It was like, it's so interesting now because I feel like almost every superhero film in America is Marvel or DC or sucks for the most part. And this is like not Marvel or DC. It looks really good. JTL showed it to me. It's a very cool looking suits and stuff. Seems like an interesting story. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't speak the language, but it looked really good. So I'll have to grab that name later. Very cool. Anyway, we were talking about that the 12-hour stream and the unpaid intern. Yeah. So I think I have an alternative to OBS that works like OBS, but it'll have like beforehand I'll be able to set up keys and stuff that'll automatically do stuff for me, so we don't need a full person running it. So I just need to look a little bit more into that, but this gives me a good timeline to have that all figured out by. Maybe this week I'll take a crack at it.
If the next stream is wacky, guys, you know why.
Yeah, hopefully I get it done to the point where we can do a stream with it beforehand, so we can make sure it won't crash 2 hours into a 12-hour stream. We'll go like 2-hour stream. We'll stop, and then into the 12-hour stream. The moment we hit 2 hours and 1 minute, it'll die. It'll be like
Don't say things like that. You know that makes them come true. You
Oh,
know our luck.
12-hour stream, but it's 2-hour segments.
Uh,
Way to kill the stats. JTL, you can definitely try to share the link. It might delete the message automatically, though, but we'll see. I think I fixed that setting because I got banned from my chat once. Mine. I don't get how that happens, but someone's like, "Oh, yo, can you post a Discord in the chat?" I was like,
auto-moderating.
"Sure." Yeah, I know, for real. It's bizarre. I just couldn't chat for the rest of that stream, which was weird. How bizarre.
How bizarre.
How bizarre.
Why? Did I accidentally like put it at? Oh yeah, I did. That's embarrassing. Accidentally put it at 0% opacity. Well, got to delete that now.
The pain. 12 hours. I'm getting tired just thinking about it.
Yeah,
I'd say I'll be real well rested, but
probably not. Neither will
probably
I.
not. But the best work happens when you're not well rested, honestly.
What are the odds that I've stayed up all night beforehand?
I would say at least 99% chance.
Yeah.
Between Slim and none, and Slim has left town. Dragon will be like, "Oh, no, I'm actually going to get some sleep this time around. Don't worry." And then I'll wake up at like 1 a.m. to go to the restroom, and he'll be awake,
I'll just be sitting there like,
staring at me.
yes. I'll just be mumbling about a 12-hour stream.
Oh, man. So, do you not sleep sometimes like that just because you don't want to, or because you can't?
Like when we're sleeping over, or like when
Yeah, specifically in that scenario.
I think it's an active choice of sorts.
Okay.
I think it's just like me making a really bad decision because I never like stay up the entire night. There's
Yeah.
always like an hour that I fall asleep.
Because after D&D, you slept last time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I slept after that.
There was no way you didn't. 'Cause
Yeah,
we woke up.
I was so out.
That was, I think, the first time ever we've both woken up to the alarm and then decided to actually go back.
Yeah, we were just like, nah, fam, not today.
Yeah. That was how I knew I was like wrecked.
We both walked over to the alarm clock, looked at
Struggled
each
to
other,
find
and
it.
just like casually turned the alarm off.
Oh yeah. Oh man. That was a long day. After like a week of long days. It was so much fun though. It was so much fun.
Man. There was a lot of factors that made that go as long as it did, but holy
It
crap.
was so funny. Because we all thought the chess game was the long part. We played this like 5-hour chess game, and then the boss has double health.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting there as the fight is getting longer and longer. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna be so upset that when they figure out that the boss is a second phase. And one of you, like 30 minutes before you discovered that trait, were like, man, it'd be really funny if Dragon just made it so he had a second health bar. I'm like, oh, you guys are gonna be so angry when you find out. And they're like,
Oh
no.
gosh.
I think Malcolm's player just like laid down on the ground when I went to drop off Austin for a nap or something, but
Oh yeah, he did. We all slept when you went to go drop him off, man.
suffice it to say, it was quite the encounter.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm playing chess for 5 hours is like a lot of brain power.
I think that is the part that surprised me the most, that like everyone was into this chess. Like
We
for
played
the
5 hours
entire
one
time.
chess game. For
It
context.
was 3 hours to be fair. It wasn't that long, but
It was 4, wasn't it?
no, it was 3 because
It was a long time for one chess game.
it was a 3-hour chess match, 8-hour boss fight, which was 11.
Oh right. Okay. The math adds up in one way or another to be long.
Yeah, it was
So much
still,
fun though.
It was still much longer than your conventional chess game.
That was the most fun I've ever had playing chess. That's for sure.
Oh.
That was quite the event though. But yeah, like, so the reason I asked about the sleep is because like, I don't know if this happens anymore because I just don't care anymore. But I used to like Sunday night, like sometimes. Like this probably has happened less than 12 times in my life. But like I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. And then I'd start to get stressed about not being able to fall asleep because I knew I had school the next day. And then I'd start to be stressed about getting stressed. And then I'd be stressed about getting stressed about getting stressed. And then it's like 5 a.m.
Yeah, that has happened to me a couple of times.
Okay.
That's why I asked if you meant that scenario, because normally when I stay up late, it's because of that.
Okay.
It's like I stay up till like 12 o'clock. I'm like, frick, I got to go to bed so I can like sleep for my ACT test tomorrow. And then I go to bed at 2. I'm like, what the frick? And then it doesn't matter. Like, I had a day where I went to school on 3.5 hours of sleep, and I was the same person as like 6 hours of sleep. So
Yeah.
I'm just debating how much I actually need to sleep.
At this point, like I've like such a weird school year this year, but at this point, I'm like, I get tired being in my classes more than I get tired from not having to sleep. So I'm like, I'm just whatever. I don't need it as much as I think I do.
And then there's days like today where I wake up at 10 o'clock and I go, what the frick?
Oh man, catching up on sleep.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm far behind.
JTL says, will you watch it on Stream Portal? We will not, unfortunately, because YouTube will probably take the stream down. They have quite strict rules about watching other YouTube videos, which is why I'm hoping we don't have a problem when we do that stream watching our old videos, but we'll see. Shiny Axolotl says, hello there. Hello there, Shiny Axolotl.
This is a copyright
shiny.
infringement. You're stealing
Yeah.
other people's content. This is my content. We don't care.
We do not care.
We do not care.
That would really be how it goes, though. They'd be like, hey, yo, Portal Master Studios is going to sue you. And I'd be like, all right, it's fine by me. That'd be interesting. Would we have one lawyer or 2 lawyers if we sued ourselves? Like, could one lawyer do the attack and the defense, or would it need to be 2?
We would be on different teams, you and I.
Oh, we'd be on. Yeah, one of us would be suing the other.
You stole my video. No, this is my video. The judge is sitting there. Don't they both run the channel?
It's the cat video.
Yes. I think you actually filmed that, potentially.
I remember filming it, but also, I think I've talked about this enough. My memory is deeply flawed sometimes.
I think we
So-
might have filmed it together, and that was the confusion.
Maybe. But, like, I just remember us being so certain, both of us,
Yeah.
that we filmed it. And I also remember it not ending up being a big fight somehow.
We didn't have very many. I don't think we had big fights. We just
I
sort
can't
of
think
had,
of one.
we had
honestly.
little arguments because you and I are very similar in mindset for most things. So
Oh, yeah. I would agree. That is the sound of me needing a different spot for my trash can.
cool.
Oh, there it is. It didn't even fall in the trash can. I'm so paranoid. I have a trash can next to my filming desk for some reason. And anytime I drop something, I assume it fell into the trash can.
Yeah, that seems like a small problem.
I used to move it, but then I've had the trash can next to my desk since I like got into this house, right? So I moved it for 2 months because I figured that would break the habit of me throwing stuff where the trash can should be. But no, 2 months later, I'm still throwing like cans and like empty water bottles onto there. And eventually, like I threw like a Coke, but I thought I finished the Coke, but I didn't finish the Coke. And then I was like, okay, there's a stain there. Trash can goes back over the stain.
I see.
Problem solved. Problem solved.
It's a problem solved until you make another problem with the problem.
Oh yeah. Well, you know about the slime incident, right?
No, I do not.
Oh my God.
I'm interested to hear about the slime incident.
First of all, when slime was big, I did not like it. Like I was like not a fan.
I did not
It was like,
understand
yeah, I didn't understand it and I didn't like it. But I remember one day my sister brought home this like blue slime, and it wasn't sticky. It was just amazing. And I was like, yo, I need to make a video with this.
Yeah, I do remember the video you made with that. Like it covered the entire base plate or something like that.
Yeah, and it didn't stick to anything. It was great. And that was part of the thing is I was like, this is just not going to stick. So then I may have or may have not thrown it onto the windowsill, but the very edge of the windowsill that the blinds cover always, even when they're drawn open. and I may have or may have not had a hole in the bag that I didn't know about, and I may have or may have not accidentally left it there for 4 months until we moved.
Ah.
And when we went to clean up the house to present it to sellers, I may have or may have not blue stained part of the wall and the wood and the carpet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then that was when I was like, my excuse was, it was so funny. My mom was like, yo, what is this? And then when I figured out it was the slime, I was like, I told you guys, slime is just the worst. I don't know what else to say. I tried to warn you, but you just had to sell me on it. Also, worth the video, because that video, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out at the time.
Yeah. It's very few videos that you can look back on and go, yeah, that holds up today to my current standards of myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was happy with that one. It was worth the window and the wall and a bit of the carpet.
Yeah, and I think the real test of time for us as animators is not like, oh yeah, obviously it's going to be choppy because it's old animation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the test really is, were you doing something different from everything else that you were doing?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the videos I'm always most proud of. Is like, oh yeah, that was cool because it was different. Like I tried something new there instead of like, oh, it's just a normal fight scene. And as I've gotten better at animating, the fight scenes have gotten better.
Yep. I totally agree.
All right, well, I assume we should probably segue into the Brick Film Bugle.
Oh, shoot. We probably should, shouldn't we?
Oh,
Good idea, Dragon.
All right, do you want me to throw something in the background as like a loop?
Yes, that'd be great.
All right, I'll put the boat fishing video.
There's just so many good elements of that,
Yeah.
especially the wiggle.
I'm going
Uh-oh.
to put my... Oh, that's
Dragon,
the
where'd the drawing go?
I made a copy of it in case
Oh.
the drawings went horribly wrong.
Okay. Bro, my heart stopped. I was like, no way we just lost that.
No, that would have been not fun. Okay, there we go. All right.
Okay. I'll introduce. We only got one piece of news this week. I looked. There's some others. I didn't want to stretch anything because I feel like that. Like I'd rather have a shorter pod.
Yeah.
But we do have tips and tricks, and we got an effect of the week. Welcome to the Brick Film Pod. We are not the Brick Film Pod. We're the Brick Film Bugle. Welcome to. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Portal Pod. Nope. Okay.
Man,
I
that's
got
part of
this.
the Brick Film Bugle.
I know, right? Okay, guys. Welcome everyone to the Bugle Brick Film. Today I am Portal, and this is my. Did I say the?
Yeah, you said Bugle Brick Film.
Okay, I'm just gonna run through the line real quick. Okay. Welcome to the Brick Film Bugle, where we talk about all the Legos. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Brick Film Bugle, where we talk all about Lego stop motion and everything about it. I'm Portal. Here's my co-host Dragon, and today, what are we talking about, Dragon?
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on, but I think we'll start off with the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. There's been a lot of spoilers running around, just the traditional revealing titles and thumbnails, as well as, writing a spoil just straight up in the thumbnail or the title.
I agree. I think we get a really bad rap for this as a Brick Film community, and I think we deserve it. And we really need to fix this because people are not seeing these movies day one. There's countries where like the movies don't even come out for a week. We got to give at least guys that 2-week grace period. Also, if you have a spoiler in the thumbnail, like showing someone who dies, not that anyone dies in that movie necessarily, but like, let's say like Jack in the movie dies. There's not even a Jack, but just an example. Jack dies, right? You put a picture of Jack dying.
Spoiler.
Yeah, you you put a picture of Jack dying in the thumbnail. And then in the title, you write, spoiler, Jack dies. Like, that doesn't count as a spoiler. Like, that's not enough. Also, don't trash talk people in the comments who are upset. Guys, like, come on. The 2-week grace period, please. We are so bad about that. We got to get better. Also, moving on to our effect of the week. This is just an amazing Captain Marvel test. They use this, like, piece of, what, plastic, Dragon, you think?
Yeah, it looked like a torn up Ziploc bag, almost.
It works so well. They use this torn up Ziploc bag as, like, a power blast effect. And then they shine the light, and because of like the material used, it refracts in a certain way, and then they move the plastic every frame really quickly, and it just makes this beautiful effect, honestly.
Absolutely. And I do love the added touches of like everything around it is also very smooth too. Obviously, you've got the person with the popped out arms, a custom minifigure, and this nice little camera shake wall of the beam is there too to also give it a little bit of a
And that
powerful
just
feel.
Oh yeah, and that just all enhances this practical in-camera effect, and I don't think it's something you'd expect to see, and I really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, in terms of very cool practical effects, we've got a lot of tips and tricks that we could potentially do. Specifically, how to make a good fight scene. What do you think, Portal?
I think there's a lot of ways to make a good fight scene, and I think my number one advice always is to watch, of course, other stop motion fight scenes. Watch them in full speed a couple times, then watch them slowed down. But I think for fight scenes especially, watching actual live action fight scenes as well can be, because there's techniques that translate over well. And one of the big ones is fast cuts, like boom, 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 keep the intensity, and then knowing where to cut. Especially the biggest one is to cut on action, like 2 or 3 frames after the punch happens. You cut to another angle of that same punch following through. Got to move at least 30 degrees or cut in or cut out. What do you think, Dragon?
Yeah, and I think in terms of the fast cuts, what you're looking for is to keep the adrenaline. Because if you have just like a wide shot of two dudes punching each other 4 times, especially in stop motions, that's boring. But like cutting on the upswing into the impact and then cut to the next swing and then impact, the worst thing you can do with these cuts is cut out the impact. Like just do the swing and not the person getting punched. That doesn't make sense. Especially, and you might be tempted to do like the swing and then cut to an angle of them getting punched. But if that's all of your film, it's going to look really weird.
I totally agree. Keep it creative. And going on to that, to kind of help you like keep track of everything, keep it simple. I know we all want to make 100 people fighting like 15 Avengers, but really just practice with like one-on-one, mess with that around, get the techniques down and then move over to bigger ones. Because if your first fight scene, it has like 200 people on screen or even 3 or 4 people on screen, it's a lot harder to work on the minute details versus one-on-one. There's still a lot of interesting stuff you can do. I also think a neat little trick is to have one weapon in the scene. For example, one gun or one knife that the two figures are like fighting over, because that can always add like an effect. You got a punch, and then they're also fighting over the knife or fighting over the gunshots. Anything else you want to add, Dragon?
No, I mean, it's definitely a reference thing, especially if you can like slow down like a YouTube video at like 0.25 speed and then like storyboard out a specific like combo move that you want and then try and emulate it as close as you can in your thing. That'll look really nice.
I totally agree. One last tip I learned a couple of days ago, Dragon, is if you pause a YouTube video and then hit the caret things, the ones that are above the period and the comma, like the little greater than equal, the greater than less than signs.
Yes.
That'll bring you frame by frame in any video, which is super helpful for this kind of stuff, I feel like. Because sometimes 0.25, it still goes by fast and you're like trying to hit pause and pause. So if you ever want to go frame by frame, those greater than, less than signs, super useful. You don't hit shift, you just hit period, comma. It works super well.
That was the question I was going to ask. Yeah, I did know about that YouTube tip and trick. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you, Shorts. That's been the Portal Pod, though. Shorter one this week. We can, I mean, just not as much happening, I guess. Or maybe we're just, not in it. But thank you guys for coming to the pod, and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, see you then.
Yo, Dragon.
Yes.
We actually finished the pod after 2 hours.
Oh, shoot. You know what that means.
Before. What does that mean, Dragon?
I think that means we pretend to say something very important and